The old adage is, if the umpire did a great job, nobody knew he was there. The goal is to walk away anonymous. That's the goal. The goal is to walk away unscathed.
I played a couple years only in the big leagues. I never won like 20 games. I was not the best pitcher in the big leagues, I was not. It's crazy how a couple seconds it can change in the rest of your life.
$17,000 plus are on their feet here at Comerica Park.
Armando Galarraga has been spectacular tonight.
The perfect game is something that every pitcher, everybody, in Little League to the big leagues, you want to do.
Galarraga has retired 15 in a row to start the game.
I've been doing the radio play-by-play for 20 years now, but I've never called a perfect game.
Another ground ball out.
Galarraga is perfect.
Making it look easy so far, folks. There hasn't been anything hit hard.
I played 13 years in pro baseball and 27 years as a broadcaster, and I have never witnessed a perfect game.
He's literally been Superman this evening. It's been that kind of night for Armando Galarraga.
His stuff has just been excellent.
20 in a row.
There have been 20 perfect games in baseball history going back 120 years, so that's a really rare occurrence.
Pitching with tremendous confidence.
I was aware about everything.
This crowd is into every pitch right now. They've seen something very special.
And when you're so close, 3 more outs.
24 up and 24 down for Galarraga.
My heart was beeping.
Galarraga has to do it one more time to join the ranks of a very few in baseball history.
For me, it was like fighting to get my spot in the rotation.
He's doing this really under immense pressure.
He was really struggling. This year had been kind of wildly up and down.
He was at the stage really where he had to show what he could do, really to stay with the ball club, in all honesty, because the minor leagues could have been waiting.
It was so much emotion. You get so close to do something special. You want to get it done.
We are headed to the 9th inning. Armando Galarraga has retired 24 consecutive batters.
The Caracas, Venezuelan native, trying to finish a perfect game here in the 9th.
And a swing and a high fly ball toward left center field. Jackson is on the run, still going.
He reaches out, and he made the catch!
Makes the catch! Oh, Jackson! Austin Jackson in left center field. A sparkling play.
It was, I mean, like this out of the warning track. Nobody makes a catch like that.
That is one of the best catches you will ever see.
The catch gave me more motivation. Like, okay, just come down. You can do it. Like, it was meant to happen.
2 outs from history for Galarraga. No hits, no base runners for the Cleveland Indians. Swinging a ground ball to short. Santiago charges, has it, guns to first, 2 down in the 9th.
First base umpire Jim Joyce signaling.
I umpired 29 years in the major leagues. I was fortunate enough to do 3 All-Star games. I did 3 World Series, and I did numerous playoffs.
You knew his reputation was very good and very well respected. I think the poll came out that he was top 3 among players in terms of how they respected him and how good an umpire he was.
To pitch a perfect game is one of the hardest things to be done in sports, any sport.
Armando Galarraga is 1 out away from perfection here at Comerica Park. The first pitch to Jason Donald is a strike on the outside corner.
The stadium was getting crazy at that point, and you got too much feelings going on.
Now the windup and the strike 1 pitch. Checked his swing. Did he go? No, he checked it in time.
And a crowd of better than 17,000 to its feet.
I'd always said that I want to be that guy that makes that call. And I really thought, okay, this is probably going to come to me. Just be ready for it.
right side. Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers.
I'm watching the ball go between the first baseman and the second baseman, and I'm thinking, okay, this is either going to get through or it's going to be a close play.
Miguel Cabrera go run and catch the ball. And I was running the same time because I was watching the play. I can feel he was getting close.
Galarraga covers. He's out.
My first reaction was like, yes.
He's out. No, he's safe. He is safe.
Jim Joyce says the base runner beat the throw.
He is safe at first base.
I was in shock because inside, I was like, I was out. I was out. Like, what just happened?
And a crowd of better than 17,000 to its feet.
17,000 sounds like 40,000 at that point. The last time I watched this was 2010.
Ground ball, right side. Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe. He is safe.
Yeah, at that point, I don't believe it.
The last time I watched the play was that night. That was probably the last time I saw it. Even 10 years later, maybe subconsciously I don't want to feel the hurt again or feel that way again.
Oh my goodness. A perfect game taken away. This crowd cannot believe it. Let's take a look at it.
The more that I remember, it feels like everything goes slow motion. As a pitcher, we know when it's a save or out because when it gets so close, you just feel it. You know, boom, boom, bam, bam. Right away, you hear that. I can sense that stuff. I catch it, touch it, and boom, boom, and celebrate. I see all these guys like jumping.
Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe. He didn't get him. Oh, man.
I saw it like when you see in the corner of your eyes, like he go like this.
His foot was on the bag,
goodness.
and he called him safe.
I don't believe it.
He missed the base. He's out. Are you kidding me? Why is he safe?
You notice he took like a split second or two before he made the call safe.
If you see my mannerisms, I get ready to call him out. Something happened between that and the split second afterwards. And I called him safe. I don't know why it came out safe. I don't know.
He robbed the guy of the 21st perfect game in Major League Baseball.
What an absolute travesty.
This is before replay, so we can't go to replay. Armando looked at me. He didn't say a word to me. It was like he had a smile on his face and walked away from me. I was sure I was right. It was safe.
Armando Galarraga might have been the only Tiger who wasn't livid and throwing a tantrum.
I was smiling because I was so nervous, I don't know how to react. People say, how do you react that way? I don't know why, but when stuff happened to me, sometimes I don't react like normal person, I guess. I had to come back to finish the game.
Bouncer on a high chop to third. Brandon Inge has it, throws to first. Tigers win.
I don't know how to describe this. I just feel so bad for Armando Galarraga.
And now Jim Joyce going over the Tigers benches all over him.
They saw the replay.
I see all my teammates like running and screaming.
And Jim Leland is letting him have it. At least Jim Joyce is standing there and taking it like a man.
Jimmy Leland came up to me and said, "You missed it." Jim Leland's not going to lie to me in that situation. This isn't just missing a call. This is missing the call. This is huge.
He's going to hear it from all 17,000 fans on his way off this field.
And then we got in the locker room. I said, let's bring it up on the replay.
At this point, I just want to see the replay. So I went inside and I did, and I was like, oh, it was out. And I was like, so happy. It's like, yes, I did it. Yes, I did a perfect game.
I only saw one angle of it, and to this day, and I just looked at it and I just went, I missed it. I knew how important it was, and I knew I had perpetrated a very bad deed. I'm a mess. I mean, I am a mess.
You got the call correct?
No, I did not get the call correct. I kicked but I missed it. I missed it. This isn't a call. This is a history call. And I kicked out of it. And there's nobody that feels worse than I do. I take pride in this job, and I kicked out of that, and I took a perfect game away from that kid over there that worked his ass off all night. It's probably the most important call in my career, and I missed it. That's how I felt then, that's how I felt now. I didn't want anybody to think that I was trying to get away with something or sidestep something. I just felt that I had to be accountable that night. I specifically asked for Armando because I wanted to apologize.
So I went to talk to him, and he was like this. He was like red like a tomato. He saw me, and he started crying.
Just want to tell him how I felt and to tell him I was sorry. I actually told him in Spanish, told him lo siento.
So I was like, hold him and, bring some water. I was like telling the guy, saying, give me some water, because he was like crying. He would feel bad. And I was like, it was okay.
A lot of credit to that guy telling me, hey, I need to talk to you because I really say I'm sorry. Nobody's perfect.
If you're Jim Joyce right now, you got to be thinking, oh my goodness, the tidal wave that's coming my way.
When it came time to leave, I called my wife, and she answered the phone not hello, she answered, are you okay?
This is one that he will never ever be able to live down.
And she told me right away, don't go on social media, don't go on your Facebook. And I said, why? She goes, because you have about 1,500 death threats. Well, unbeknownst to me, my wife, Kay, started collecting emails, letters, handwritten letters, not only the good ones, but the bad ones. I don't know why she did, but she tells me that she has kept a few of the death threats, the one that came on a church envelope. It basically said, if you show up in Texas, you'll be shot. We had to send it basically to baseball security, and in retrospect from there, it went to the FBI.
Today, you just try to overcome the near-perfect game hangover because the perfect game that it wasn't is on everybody's mind.
I think that this is going to be a story. We'll find that it has transcended baseball.
And now to the baseball blunder that a lot of people are talking about this morning.
I'm speaking with the full weight of the federal government. I hope the baseball awards a perfect game.
We're joined by manager Jim Leland.
Just a brilliant performance by Armando. Perfect, but not quite perfect.
The sun came up today. The grass is still green. We're all here, and I think we have to keep all of this in perspective. But it was very, very disappointing last night.
The next morning, when I pulled in, I was like a pariah. Nobody wanted to talk to me.
The umpiring crew today. Jim Joyce to call the balls and strikes, and everybody knows what has happened last night.
Baseball actually had suggested that I not work the plate the next day.
Jim Joyce had the option of not umpiring today.
I said, absolutely, I'm working. That was not even up for discussion. I knew it was going to be the hardest thing that I had ever done. And in retrospect, it was.
It's just a very, very emotional day.
I did all my routines. I just got ready to work the plate. I just wanted to get it over with. That's all I wanted to do.
Well, here they come. The four-man umpiring crew is headed out to the field right now. Jim Joyce will be the home plate umpire.
And behind the plate for today's game is Jim Joyce.
The fans, though, they gave it to me. And I really kind of thought the louder the better, because get it out of your system.
There is Jim Joyce crossing the threshold right now, and hopefully Tigers fans will give him a hand. You can see the emotion on the face of Jim Joyce.
That walk down that tunnel was a long walk, and my feet felt really heavy.
This kid was robbed from throwing the 21st perfect game in Major League history, but it's one that we're going to have to kind of let go, and it's one that we're going to have to move on from.
When I get to the stadium, normally I put some jacket. Normally I got a jacket the next day, and a sweater, stuff like that. Jim Leland say, hey, put your uniform, your whole uniform. And I'm like, my whole uniform is so weird. Yeah, okay, my whole uniform. Because I'm going to give you the lineup card.
Pretty sure Leland told us that, hey, I'm letting Armando take the lineup card out today because Joyce moved, obviously, from first base. He was a home plate umpire.
Well, here they come. The four-man umpiring crew is headed out to the field right now.
I have no clue what's going on.
You can see the emotion on the face of Jim Joyce.
And when I step onto the field, Galarraga started walking out already.
What a gesture to have Armando Galarraga come out and hand out the lineup card today.
Really? You're coming out? You're the one that's going to come out and give me the lineup cards?
That's Jim Leland, too. That's him thinking, you know, what can I do here to get the fans off Jim Joyce and to let the two of them, you know, make their peace.
Armando Galarraga.
And Jim Joyce is standing up like a man today, and he is calling balls and strikes, and he has just taken the lineup card. He is trying to hold back the tears.
I know when it's time to be humble, and it just hit me so hard that the emotions just kept pouring out.
And a very emotional moment for Jim Joyce.
Just see Jim Joyce just kind of lose it was really a powerful moment.
It felt good, to be honest with you. It actually showed that I am human, or we are human.
What a special moment here today.
Him patting me on the shoulder, kind of saying, okay, it's over, it's done, and me saying thank you, I appreciate it. Everybody saw that. I needed that.
I've never seen anything like it. I've been calling sports for a long time, and that was truly a unique moment.
So Jim Joyce ready to call balls and strikes. Tigers ready to take on the Cleveland Indians. Cleveland and Detroit. Tigers baseball starts right now.
He was human, and he made a mistake. So what? Let's go move forward. People are gonna make a mistake, and this is part of the life. Nobody's perfect.
I think extended beyond the sports world and really resonated coast to coast because of the whole idea of forgiveness and the whole idea of sportsmanship.
People talked about this story across this country today more than any other.
All the parties handled this thing really, really well.
What was wonderful was how a potentially sour story ended up being, for me, an inspiring story.
Just a good reminder that we can be at that level on a day-to-day basis.
Twist it and push it. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. People, they don't remember the perfect game. They remember the story. Teach me a great lesson. They give me something better, the perfect game.
Nice, nice, beautiful.
What you want, 20 years in the big leagues? Or you want to be like a good person, a good father, a good role model?
Nice, nice.
I will take this.
It's my worst day and my best day. It was the worst day because of the call, but it was also my best day because of how it all played out. If we're still talking about this 10 years later, then something good must have came out of everything that transpired. And for me, I'll take that any day.
Perfect.
I never met Jim Joyce before that night. I don't even know his name before.
Perfect. I like it.
The story happened for a couple seconds between me and him, and I will never forget his name.
If you could, would you change it? Nope. Would not change it.
Push.
It's part of me now. It's part of Armando. And I'm better off with it than without it.
2 outs from history for Galarraga.
See, I come back to this moment. I will say to Jim Joyce, thank you.